From the OUTV Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, California, this is Brief News Brief, a brief look at today's trending news topics, proudly combating the thought police since 2016. Here's your host, James Heaney.
I'm James Heaney, and this is your Brief News Briefing. Are you looking for a couple of mobster guys straight out of Central Casting? Well, look no further than a couple of associates of Rudy Giuliani, Lev Parnas and Igor Fruman. Now, last night, these two bozos were arrested when they were trying to leave the country. They were fleeing the country to avoid justice. But you can't outrun the long arm of the law. They're charged with a scheme to funnel foreign money to U.S. politicians in a bid to affect U.S.-Ukraine relations. Now, these two men helped Giuliani investigate Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden. Now, they've been under investigation by the U.S. Attorney's Office in Manhattan and are expected to make an initial court appearance later today. The indictment is packed with allegations of political donations being made in secret for the benefit of foreign interests. Same shit, different day. Am I right? Am I right? Prosecutors say that Fruman and Parnas schemed to donate money to an unidentified U.S. congressman at the same time that they were asking that congressman to get the U.S. ambassador to Ukraine removed from her job. Now, prosecutors say that Parnas and Fruman began scheming in March of 2018. House committees have asked Parnas and Fruman to turn over all documents and communications related to the donations and have sought depositions from both men. No doubt that this will wrap up in the larger impeachment investigation, which is in full swing in Congress. Will Parnas and Fruman give up some info on Giuliani in exchange for a lighter sentence? I don't know. World leaders, it's time to unite. We need Captain Planet. We need a miracle maker, because this is the beginning of World War III. Governments across the world joined in condemning Turkey's military incursion into northeastern Syria as the conflict ran into the second day. The European Union's foreign affairs chief called on Turkey to stop its military action in Syria. Turkey, do not invade Syria. Leave the Kurds alone. This aggression will not stand, man. This aggression will not stand. Leaders from Britain, Italy, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Israel, Iran, Australia, Japan, basically everyone, okay? No one thinks it's cool to go ahead and slaughter the Kurds and let the ISIS fighters in prison free. This is nuts. No one wants this. Well, except for, of course, Putin and Erdogan. It was Putin's birthday yesterday. Maybe this is a birthday present. Wow. Could they have gotten this together and wrapped it up any better for Mr. Putin on his birthday? Erdogan insists that he's got this whole ISIS thing under control. It's no biggie. Erdogan's remarks came as fighting between the two sides intensified in villages and towns across the border on Thursday. They are going village by village with U.S.-made weapons, and they are killing American allies. By air, by ground, they are storming the Kurds. Kurdistan is under attack. American forces in the area are being told to stand by and watch as the genocide moves forward and a humanitarian crisis unfolds. One of the nation's largest utilities, Pacific Gas and Electric, PG&E, has flipped the switch to off on Northern California today, leaving more than 500,000 people without power. There are no generators for sale here because they're all sold out. The outage, which is going to affect 20 counties, most of which are north of San Francisco, is an intentional disruption in order to prevent wildfires. There's a wildfire risk. Santa Ana wins. Basically, it's an attempt to avoid another paradise situation. The Camp Fire last year burnt down an entire town in California, sparking and raging through total destruction in a very short amount of time. PG&E was left largely to blame. Our infrastructure is so bad that we don't get to have electricity anymore. A second phase of power outages that had been planned for midday, they might be avoided, which would, if it did happen, leave almost 2 million people without power. Predictions still call for stiff, dry winds, known as the Diablos, to strengthen into the evening. So hey, we could still be talking 2 million people without power. We don't know yet. The outages could last up to 5 days and are a major inconvenience to residents. To which the power company has responded, well, it's better than having your whole town burnt down. But you know what would be even better, is if we had developed a better way to give people electricity that didn't involve gear that would burn whole towns down. Days without electricity at ranches and farms, small restaurants having to close their doors, corner groceries, there's no power to keep their stuff cold. It's going to amount to millions of dollars lost in business. Governor Gavin Newsom said Wednesday during a news conference in San Diego that he's outraged. He said, I'm outraged because it didn't have to happen. They're in bankruptcy due to their terrible management going back decades. They've created these conditions. It was unnecessary. Could you imagine if the oil companies could do this? What if after the Deep Horizon drilling accident, they were just like, well, we're not going to sell oil for the next 5 days. That'll teach you to fine us for our mismanagement.